I think likely in a special
And I need to ask you, because we got sidetracked there. Lastly, is the gubernatorial race to replace you, your successor I was referring to. New guy, James Fishback. What do you make of him? And what do you make of his comments where he referred to Representative Byron Donalds as a slave? Was that innuendo? Was he monkeying around? It's like, what do you make of that?
I mean, I don't know him, and I haven't really followed it. I mean, I've heard some chatter, but
Yeah.
that's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. And then lastly, are you going to get involved in that race? I know Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins is thinking about getting in. Rep Byron Donalds is in.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you know, the criteria I laid out, I think, are important.
Yeah.
I'm only going to support. I don't get involved in a lot of primaries. You know, when I do, it's got to line up. You know, I have some people that are you know, very good supporters of mine, friends who've wanted to run for things and have asked me, you know, would you endorse? And then I look at the record and I say, I mean, I can't in the primary. If you get to the general, I'll support you, because I think like our voters, you know, they expect me to stand for what I've stood for. And I've been very diligent about kind of sticking with that. So, you know, are you able to demonstrate those two criteria? And then what's your overall message about, you know, the direction that you want to take the state of Florida? So we'll see how it works out.
So you probably won't get involved in the race between if Jay gets in or Byron Donalds I mean.
Well, I think, you know, so Byron is, you know, he's just far apart from me on policy. So like that first bucket, I don't even have to get to the second bucket, because the first bucket, we're just far apart. I mean, you know, his big initiative when he was here was to basically eliminate our truth in sentencing laws. And so you have to serve 85% of your sentence. This would have taken it closer to 60 and would have been 80, I think it would have been 8 or 9,000 felons would have been authorized for early release. I think that would cause the crime rate to spike. I killed that as governor. It didn't even make it to my desk. And I've had to veto a lot of weak on crime bills that kind of just get through here, and I do it. And so I think we're far apart on that, and I think we're far apart on, you know, we've done the anti-woke history here in Florida. And I got demagogued by Kamala Harris. She was saying it was racist. And, you know, Byron sided with Kamala on that. And I was like, you know, that's really cheap to side with her over the state of Florida that's fighting woke, that's fighting all that stuff. So that was that. And I think there's other differences that we have in terms of the policy. And so the question is, if somebody else, you know, if it's Jay Collins or someone, you know, if they're aligned with me on policy and are aligned with me on kind of the overall, you know, I'm going to be a fighter, I'm going to do that, you know, then that would be something that would get me involved. So we'll see what happens.